Hi there, it's Tanya from Tatty Treasures. Hello and welcome back. If you're new, then welcome aboard. So today I'm going to start a new tutorial. Thank you all for watching the Edith Olden tutorial, what I did last time on an altered file folder. I will put the link in at the end of the video if you've not seen that tutorial. So that was for an altered file folder. Today, well, over the weekend, I'm going to be making a ring bound journal. Now, I've never made a ring bound journal. I've made one to write the steps down to do this tutorial, but this is the first one that I've made, and yeah, I've been slaving over it for well, definitely over a week, so I'm hoping to get this into like 1 hour videos, 6 of them, like I did with the altered file folder, but we'll have to see how it goes. I will again put them all up over one weekend, so that means if you you know, you can either follow along or save them in your playlist for another time or for when you fancy doing one. So originally I saw Wendy from Wendy's Journal Adventures do this type of file folder, ring bound journal, and it was, I think it was 2 years ago, and it's been on my do later list. I've got, you know, a playlist on YouTube, do later, try it out. And I've never really been a great fan of the ring band. I've always seen them as just big clumpy things, but I've totally changed my opinion on them. I've found it really nice to make, really nice that, you know, you've got all these individual pages, and then obviously as an owner, you know, you can then add something else to it, or you can take, you know, I've got 3 of these in there, you could have those all together, and you can organise it and stuff as you want. And plus, I mean, I'm not, you know, a massive embellisher, as you'll know, but yeah, it's been nice to use some fabric elements and some charms, because I make things and pop charms on, and then you put them in you know, a journal, like altered file folder, and then they're too thick, and then these things are too bulky. So it's been nice using different things. Plus, if you know, you can even then change the rings. When I was making it, there was on smaller rings, and then I've ended up on these bigger rings. So that's a good thing as well. You can first start it off, have it on small rings, and over time, as you add things to it, put them on bigger rings. So that's I've not totally finished embellishing it yet, but it's nearly done. So the kit that I'm using for both of them, it's a couple of kits, and it is from the Paper Cameo, and they're her Botanica. I've got the Botanica Ephemera, the Botanica Journal Kit, the Botanical Ledger, which I haven't actually used in this, and the Sepia Botanica. And I absolutely love these ladies, and you know, they had to be the front cover. So that's going to be my front and back cover. This is going to be the inside of the front and back cover. So what I'm going to start by doing is just cutting this border off what my printer loves to print, even when I say print borderless. I've looked at it a couple of times, but yeah, I've given up. I'll just cut the edges off. So we'll cut this down, and I'm just going to measure it up against it. Hopefully it's about the same. Yeah, it's about the same. So I am going to measure what half is. You can see here I have folded it in half because I was looking at it for the cover. So, oh, let me get my bigger ruler out. It is now 11.5. So I want it at 5 3/4, don't I? That would be 11.5. Yeah, so 5 3/4, I'm going to cut it off. So we've got 5. Oh, it's that funny mark on here. I'm going to have to do it on where I actually folded it. I'll have to do it with the same to the other one as well. So I've folded this one in half as well. I'm just going to cut it on that. That's the worst thing about this trimmer. Well, the only bad thing about it really is that mark between 5.5 and 6 is just a nightmare. So that's those two in half, and they're going to be my front and back covers, inside and outside. Now these two are going to be like signature pages kind of thing. I don't know how else to call them. And I'm just going to have 2 of those. I don't know if Wendy had 3. I've also watched Julie at Camellia Crafts. She did a ring bound journal, and so did the lovely Alison at Crafty Ali Creates. So I think you know, my inspiration has come from all three of them. So I'm going to cut both of these in half, like so. So that's front and back, front and back. Okay, so I want my book to be 7 across and 8 inches high. So I'm gonna start off by, this is what you call grey board. I haven't bought this. My cousin used to be a scrapbooker, and she gave it me, oh, probably 2 years ago, and it's the first time I've ever used it. I would say I've put this against a cereal box, and I would say it's 3 times as thick. So are we talking 3 mil? I'm not totally sure. You could definitely use cereal box. It doesn't have to be as sturdy as this. It has made a really nice sturdy cover. It's not solid, but yeah, it's a really sturdy, nice cover. So yeah, if you was using cereal box, you could perhaps put a couple of layers on it. I have printed the covers on 200 GSM as well. These are just normal copy paper, and that's on 200 GSM. So with those two on and that, I think it gives it a nice sturdy feel. So let's do, shall we do height first? If we did height first, need to think about this because I'm not the greatest measurer. So that would be height. But if I did 7, I think I'll probably get more out of it if I do width first. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to go. So I want the book to be 7 inches across. So that's 1 and make sure that's lined up. So that's going to be the cover, and I want them 8 high. So obviously you can do your book any size you want. So that's one of the covers. And this is the second cover. So we've got 7 across, 8 high. and then this is going to be the inside, and as you can see it's wider. Then that's going to be the front. So that's those. So I'll just put those to one side a second, and then these are going to be the inside signature pages, as we're going to call them, and I want these just a touch smaller, so I'm going to do it at 6 3/4. So that's going to be 6 3/4 high, so it's just 1/4 of an inch lower than the main page, and height is going to be 7 3/4. These are just random measurements that I'm making mine. It's not a specific thing at all. All I know is I want this just a touch smaller than the main covers. So as we can see, we're going to have to cut a little bit of the digital down. So we want it 7 3/4 high, and 6 3/4 wide. 6 3/4. Okay, so that's those. Must save all those pieces because I can see that they're going to be spines in the future. So we know that we're going to want some off the top, so let's have a look, make sure that if we cut all the tops off it's going to be fine. So that's fine to cut some of the top off. I don't know which way that would go, that way and that way. So I think I'm going to take it off the bottom of that one. We'll see what it looks like. So what do I want these? 6 3/4. That can't be right. No, it's 7 3/4. Can I say that would have been short? Yeah, and that'll be fine. Taken that in the wrong way, haven't I? Oh dear me. So that's the way that I want it. Make sure all those are put together. So this is 7 3/4, and I'm just gonna cut that down. Okay, so once these are stuck down, we're going to have this gap here, and this is where his holes are going to go. So I'm going to build it out with some card. Now the first one I did it in a chocolate brown, and this is it's a beautiful olive green, and I thought that it went perfect with the cover. So let's get the little measurer out. So it is, well, I think if I did it at 1.5 inch, that would be super. So let's have a look at this. Just checking that if I did it 1.5 inch on all of them, that I'm not, you know, going over any of the pictures and it's going to look peculiar. I don't actually know what I did the other one at. I kind of halfway through thought, oh, I wish I'd have took more notice in that part, which I didn't. So yeah, that's going to be fine. So we want it 1.5 high, wide, sorry, and we're going to want 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. So I'm going to cut some strips off at 1. Oh, where's the half? There. Make sure that's straight. Okay. So 1.5. That took me ages to decide that. You know what I've done? I know it doesn't matter. I think the last time I did them double and then folded them over, but actually this way I think it's going to be better. So yeah, I shall carry on with what I'm doing. Eek. So, gosh, this is so difficult to see 1.5. Right, it's on there. I don't like doing small measurements on here, but the small chopper can never fit the height in. So it's like this would have been perfect to do on the small chopper, but then you've not got the height. So I'm going to want 2, 4, 6, 8, aren't I? Because I've got 4 pieces of, yes, because otherwise, I would have needed 4. So if you're doing them that they're folding over, at this point I would be doing it at 3 inches and I would only need 4 of them. So I hope that makes sense. Like I say, I've only just made that one, and I have wrote myself notes, and I did think as I did it the first time, oh, you know, I could have done it this way, that way, and the other way. So this is kind of a bit of the other one and a bit added on. So that's 5. Okay, so I've got 8 1.5 inch strips. So I know 4 of them I'm going to want one height, and 4 I'm going to want another height. So these ones I'm going to want at 8 inch. So that's just gone past it. Okay. So that's 4 at 8 inch, and then we're going to want 4 at 7 3/4. So 7 3/4. Let's make sure they're all together. Oh, it's too tough that way. Let's just recheck. Yep. Right, so that's those. I'm going to put the chopper away. Okay, so these are, I've separated them to the cover and the anchor ones so I don't get them confused when I'm putting the strips on. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to ink all around these. I'm not inking around the baseboards. I'm going to put paint around it. So that's that one. In fact, I'm going to take them off because obviously they do need painting. And I am using walnut stain. So these lace papers are also from Paper Cameo, and I don't know what they're called. Let me just have a look. They're just called vintage lace papers. So I've also got these in blue because I'm going to be using her blue kit very shortly, which is beautiful. It's a really beautiful blue colour. It's very, very soft. Okay, they're all inked around. So I've got my first piece, and I know that I want it to be 8 inches wide. So I don't want it 8 inches wide, I want it 7. I was going to say, I thought, cracking, that's off. I like writing myself a step-by-step guide because, yeah, it's surprising how you just, well, I do, forget numbers. So they're the tallest ones. So I'm going to put that on the 0, like so. And then I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to stick that to that. Not the tallest one. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. It's just a little bit off, but that's fine. Okay, so if I keep that there, I'm going to, I can see that I can glue down that edge. I hope that makes sense. Obviously, if you're not extending yours out, or you know, you're doing it a different way, then you don't have to do this. But I wanted to extend it out because then if I had the holes there, it would make the book very small. So I thought I'll extend it out. Obviously, if you was doing it with scrapbook paper, you wouldn't have a faff. You would just cut it down to what you wanted it. So I'm just lining that up there. Getting it straight across that line. Okay, and then I'm just checking here. I'm getting it straight here. Okay, I think I've got it. So let me just double check. You'll know that I'm not a massive measurer, so this is a big thing for me, but it's not that complicated. Okay, that's fine. So that. Now, you're probably thinking, well, why didn't she just stick that part on and then stick that part on? And the reason being is I want to sew all around it before I add it to the cover. If I didn't want to sew around it, then obviously I wouldn't have had to do that. I would have just stuck it on. So that is the reason. Just checking that does. It's bound to not fit somewhere. I'm gonna say, I think unless you know, super precise, you're never gonna get it spot on. So yeah, that's one done. So this is the inside, and I want it that this frill part is on this side. I don't want it that it's going to be swallowed up by the paper. So I want that on that side. Okay, so I'm going to put that at 7. Straighten that bottom line. I'm obviously doing it in inches. And just find the numbers are less yeah, once it gets into like 20s of something and that, it's far too confusing for me. So that goes there, and that will go there. So again, I shall just put some glue. This olive card is a linen paper, well, card. It's got a really nice effect to it. I really do love linen paper, and I got it from eBay. If you are in the UK and you do want the link to it, because I have only just bought it, so it is a current thing, let me know and I shall put the link up. So yeah, I've done that the wrong way around, but it doesn't matter. Good job it wasn't a picture. So that's going to be the front and the back of the cover. Love that. So that's 2. Shall we do one more, and then I'll do the other one off camera. So this is going to be the back side of the inside. So it will go like that. Okay, so I'm going to put that on my 7, straighten that up, and now I feel a bit more confident not to have to put that on there and just double check. I'm just going to do it. The last time I did this, I did the cover, sewed around it and stuff, and then I did the anchor pages, and then I thought, oh, it'd be a lot easier just doing it all in one go, because I do find if I do something a few times in that session, I'm a lot more confident. I don't have to think about it quite as much. So for me, that makes it an easier process. I think that's fine. So that's going to be the back cover. Love it. And we'll do this one. I'll do this one and then I'll do the pages off camera. So this is going to be the back cover. So that actually wants to be there. That's why I got it confused the time before. So because this is the back, I'm going to want it on there, aren't I? Is that right? So that would be the back. Oh, hold on. Gosh, it's confusing. So that is the back inside. That would be the back outside, which means, yeah, so that's that. Okay, so yeah, that's why I did that other one the wrong side, but like I say, because it was a picture, it didn't matter. So I've got my paper down, just going to put some glue down here. And line this up with a 7. Just make sure that's still lined up. That's not bad. Yep. Let's bring that in a little bit. Okay, so that's the back. So back inside, back outside, yeah. And then we've got the front cover and the inside. So that's those. Smooth that board out of the way. So I will do the inside pages. Now I'll do this off camera, but I just wanted to remind you that the inside, I'm doing mine a little bit smaller. So this is actually going to be 6 3/4, which is going to be a nightmare for me. No, it's not. So yeah, it's going to be there instead, and then that'll go on. But I obviously need to take care and make sure. I know, I don't suppose it matters which goes which side, but yeah, I'll have a bit of a faff around with the card and make sure I want whatever's on the front and the back on the back. So I shall see you in a little minute. Okay, if you don't have one of these measuring mat things, what you can do is, that's obviously the size that I want the page. You can just line that up and then stick your thing on it and just line it up that way. That's just come to me as I was doing it, and I'm now thinking, why didn't I do that? That would have actually just been a lot easier. And I only thought about that is because I've not got it right. I think I went to the cover size instead of the page sizes, and then I thought, crikey, why doesn't that fit? And then I thought, well, why didn't I do it that way? So that is those pages done. So we've got as front and as back and as front and as back and as covers. So I'm thinking what else we need to sew. Well, what I need to sew, because thinking if I only have to get the sewing machine out once, it's better than twice. So I'm just going to sort out what we do next and get everything out ready. So I'll see you in a tick. Okay, so these are going to be like the notebooks, what are inside the ring bound journal. So I've got 3 sheets of the digitals, like so, and I've got 3 sheets of this card. So we know we want the height 6 3/4, the same as the smaller measurement. So I don't want anything to be as big as the actual cover. So we're going to do that at 7 3/4. So that's our height. These are going to want cutting down, aren't they? Let's probably do bottom. Yeah, I'll do bottom. So again, 7 3/4. 7 3/4. Okay, I've got the scoreboard out and I'm going to score this at 1.5, and that's going to give us our bit what has got the holes on. Yeah. Score that a couple of times. And I've done it on, that wants to be in the inside the nice piece. Oh no, I'm going to do it that way. So all those, I don't know what to call this bit, all those other thingy. So that's going to be the notebook, and then all I'm going to do is just going to fold this and just leave a smidgen like so. Okay, so that's going to be stuck down. Then this is going to be glued onto here like so, and it's going to be cut off. I'll probably cut it off from there, but we'll look at that in a second. So what's the score line for that? And then we don't have to fold it. So oh, it's in a funny, so if I fold down the flap, then it's that, yeah, it's in between. Oh, it's there. See what that is. It's 5 and 7/8. Okay, so that's one. So we're going to do 1.5. Fold that over, and then 7 5/8. 7 5/8. Just 5 and 7/8. Gosh, what a measurement that was. Okay. Oh, that don't fit, does that? They were. Yeah, it's just a little bit. I'm going to do that by hand. Yeah, that's got a right gap. But that's going to be awkward now to fold. Just round it a little bit. Yeah, I'm not going to score that last one. So that's that one. And the last one is 1.5. Fold and that. I shall bone folder them when I've moved the board out of the way. And I just want to see just a little opening. Is that even straight? Yeah. Okay, so that's those 3 done. Okay, I'm now going to give those a burnish down. Like so. Like so. Check that they are ish. Yeah, they're fine. Tiny bit of difference, but that round does not matter. So that's that. So what I'm going to do now is measure this part. I should know it, but I don't. So this is 10 and is that 3/8? Yeah, no, it's 1 2 2/8. Okay, so 10 and 2/8, because I don't want the paper coming round there, I just want it there. So 10 and 2/8. Look at this. So I think on that side that would be what I would lose. So 10 and 2 is there. So that's one. Let's just check it before we start cutting them all. Yeah, that's fine. Is it fine? Yeah. So that's one. Let's have a look at this. I think on this I'm going to take a bit off each side. So if I take that, and then 10 and 2. That's it. Do I want to take, I'm going to take a little bit more off this side. Okay. And 10 and 2. Okay, it moved it, silly Billy. So that's that one. And this one, I'm going to take it to stamp just before the stamp. And let's have a look at this. So 10 and 2 is that. Yeah, that's fine. Let's make sure it's still straight. Yep. And that's that. So I've not, you know, lost anything in the pictures. Okay, I'm now going to ink around those. Just to get rid of any white edges where it's been cut. And if you was doing it with scrapbook paper, you know, you would probably just do it with one piece of scrapbook paper and then probably, you know, actually decorate this. I suppose it depends what paper you're doing the projects in. So I am going to do another one, not for a while. But yeah, I'm going to do another one with scrapbooking paper. And just then I'll be able to, you know, compare the two. So that's that one. Then I'm going to glue these down onto there, and then the covers and the signature fronts, and then the notebook covers can all be sewn around. And like I say, you don't have to sew it, you would just skip that. Right, so that's all that inked around. We'll save that because I want to ink down the centre. So that's going to get glued onto there. That's the right way. I'm going to use the clout because I like that it gives you some glide time. Don't have to go crazy around the edges because it's going to be sewn down. If you wasn't sewing, I would probably just go around the edges with the art glitter, or you could, you know, you could glue the whole thing down with art glitter. But with this, I try not to go too near the edges because it is a wet glue and it just splodges out everywhere. So I'm going to try and in fact, I'm going to line it up with that side, because then if there's any left over that needs cutting, it will be on the side where the crease isn't. So that's that lined up. That's not gone straight. Sorry if I've got my head in the way. I don't know if that... No, it doesn't show on camera. Is that all on? Yeah, that bit will want cut in there. Yeah, it's still... But that's not to say, you know, the card might not be accurate, actually, you know, dead straight, or the printer paper might not be dead straight because obviously I've already cut it. So whatever's hanging off, I will cut it off. And if there's any, you know, there's just a little bit of green there, and I'll just give that a bit of an extra ink in. So I'm fine with that. Let's give it a nice squash down and fold it there and fold it there. So that's that one. Just ink down here. Where does it want cutting off? Just at the top. Let's just grab that while we can. Well, not while we can, but before I ink, because I'll have to just give that a little bit of an ink. Just a little bit more. Fine. So just give that a bit more of an ink at that top. Right, so that is number one. Squash that down. Let's do the next one. So it's going to go like so. Definitely got more done doing it for the second time. It's surprising once you have done something, and I do like to do something and then do it again straight after, because then it does, well, I can't say it sticks in my brain, but it does help me remember. So that looks okay and fairy. Let's have a look on there. There's just a bit gaping at the bottom. But I'm not going to pull it back up because it's minute. So just give it a trim down that. Okay. Let's ink it back up. Fold. Ink it down this fold. And that's number two. Okay. And the last one. So it's going to go in that way. Yeah. So it goes that way. It's a bit weird going opposite way. It's not natural at all. Did print all at the back of these because when Nicola sent me the kit, I was unsure what project I was gonna do, so I'd printed all the backs in a lace paper, but then I decided I wanted to do this project with it, so I'm gonna line it up this side. That looks fine. That looks fine. Let's have a look at it on the other side. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, good old bring it down. And then, have I got anything I need to cut? There's a little bit here. A little bit here. And there, and I think that's it. So let's give it another inky route. that. I'm going to fold that down. Let's give it a ink. Okay, let's give that another squash down. So that is as notebooks. So I'll get all the pieces out and show you where exactly I'm going to sew. I'm not going to sew on camera. I've sewed on camera a lot of times. I'm just going to do a normal stitch. I'm not doing a zigzag stitch. Okay, so I've got all my pieces. So when I go to the sewing machine, what I'm actually going to do is glue this flap down. Just roughly, because I'm sewing over it. If I wasn't, then I'd glue it a bit better. So okay, I've got a bit of glue here. I wonder if my glue rubber will get it off. Yeah. These glue rubbers are brilliant. You can find those on my Amazon favourites. Same with my bone folder and binding kit. They're all on my Amazon favourites, and I am an Amazon affiliate, so anything that you purchase from my storefront, or if you go onto my storefront and then search from there, I will earn a small commission. And thank you to those that do remember to use my link when you're shopping on Amazon. Still haven't sorted out non-UK. I did make an account, and yeah, I just can't work it out. I don't know, but I've not sat long enough to actually work it out. I've just not had the time, which is a shame, because yeah, I'm gonna say obviously a lot of you are from you know, non-UK. So that's those all glued down. So when I go to the sewing machine, I will sew around there, and then I will sew, well, that bit will already be sewn, and then I will sew down there. And like I say, I'm just doing, will I sew down there? Yes, I will. Yeah, because that's my template for holes. So my hole will be there. So yeah, I'll have plenty of room to sew down there. So that's where I'll be sewing on those. And then on these, I will do the same all the way around, and then down there. And they're all the same, aren't they? So that's going in the sewing pile. I was going to paint these in this one, but we'll do that in the next one. So I'm just going to show you the pieces that I'm using inside it. And what I will do is I will put a list up in the description of all the pieces that I've used. So if you wanted to make any of the pieces, you can go and watch those videos. So that's a boho bead. I've picked more green. On the other one I've picked more brown, because I want to bring the green out of the leaves on that. So I've got boho bead. Got two of these fabric clusters, which was inspired by the lovely Barbie at Ruth and something to science. Why has that just popped out of my head? It'll probably randomly pop back in my head in a minute. So that's those. I don't think I've done a video on those. I think it's something that I've done in the vlog, but all they are is little tags. I've painted them, I've used the patty pockets, and I've just stamped on them with Tim Holtz wildflower field notes, some clusters, and this was I think I put this under a book plate, even though, you know, it's very like the clusters. So that's those, and let's have a look what paper pieces I've got. So that was from a DD Farrago challenge, the Don't Fret Before Christmas. These were some specimen what I decorated. There was from Tracy Fox, and you did get some, and on the digital there was pictures on, and then you got some just blank ones, so I decorated those up. I'm not sure if there's a video on this, but obviously it's just some collage and a book image and a label. Then I've just got a couple of envelopes what I've made with 6x6 paper on the envelope punch board. Again, that's on my Amazon affiliate link. This is one that, did I do this in? This is the hashtag 2021 TCTC. Is that right? So yeah, paper bag pocket. I absolutely adore this. I think it's so cute. These were some, there was actually, when you buy those dies sometimes in an A4 sheet and you pop the picture out, and this was actually the outside of it. So I put a label in there and then backed it with some graph paper and then put a fern in it. So that's going to be some kind of flip. And another tag. I know I've got a video for these thin tags, and a pocket that was with Tim Holt's packaging. This I think is from Roxy Challenge, and then we've got another flip out again with the same die cut waist kind of thing. So yeah, I will find all the videos. Oh, I've got these. I don't know if I'm actually using these in there. But so I will put all the videos for those in the description. I will have already put them in the Facebook group for anybody who wanted to get prepared beforehand. So I think that is it for the first video. The next one will be up in 4 hours time. So if you want to join along on the day, like, you know, you've got plenty of time in between to get yourselves sorted out. So off camera I'm going to get those sewn, and then when we come back we're going to get these painted and the covers stuck on, and then I guess it's time to start putting some holes in, which I dread that part, and I think that's another reason why I've put doing a ring bound journal off, because yeah, I'm just not that confident with using these tools. The lovely Nola bought me these for my birthday. Thank you very much, Nola. I do keep getting it out and I do keep having a bash at it, but yeah, I'm just not that confident with it, but I suppose it'll come. So that's it. You don't need one of these for this project. You can get in far enough with one of these, and I think you can, this is a Draper one. All these again are in my Amazon, so yeah, you can get in with this as well, so you don't need the big crop dial too. So what's it, is this crocodile one, and that's crocodile, I don't know because it doesn't say crocodile on this. Anyway, that's it. So I shall see you later. I hope it all made sense, and like I say, if you're doing it in 12 by 12 you can miss some of these steps out, and obviously do your book to the measurements that you want. But I thought that made a nice size. And like I say, then you've got this for your holing, and you've still got this space, which is kind of like your A5 size. So that's it, I'm going. See you later. Thanks for joining me, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.